Now, this case. This is a reported case of a young police constable that met a tragic end after getting into an argument with her own boyfriend. Now, this happened in Damongo, in the northern part of the country where she was stationed at, and it happened because, well, it happened on the weekend, actually on a Sunday, when she received what appears to have been a surprise visit from her boyfriend, who had traveled all the way from Obuasi. That's a town about 500 kilometers, more than 500, nearly, I think it's nearly 500 kilometers from where the girl was stationed. So he came a long way, and I don't know whether the visit was not scheduled, it was unplanned, or whether Sandra, the girl, the policewoman in question, was called Sandra Asiedu, and I'm not clear whether she wasn't aware that the boyfriend was coming over for a visit, or whether the boyfriend decided to pay her a surprise visit. But that is what happened. So the boy gets to her apartment, and it is reported that in her room, in his girlfriend's room, Sandra's room, there was somebody else there. There was another man in there, a serving military person in there, and I don't know what the boyfriend saw. The boyfriend was called Louis. So I don't know what he saw, but whatever he appeared to have seen caused him to believe that the two of them, that is his girlfriend Sandra and this other man, were in a relationship. It wasn't as if he caught them in action or anything, but he really suspected strongly that they were having an affair. And it is possible that he was the jealous type that probably misinterpreted whatever he saw, but that was what happened. And so there was a confrontation between him and this other man. He got into an argument, and it became an argument between all the three of them. Sandra got caught up in it too. It is said that this degenerated into a scuffle between the two men. But things quieted down. Later on, this military man is said to have left. This all happened on a Sunday. So things quieted down. And on Monday, that was the next day, Sandra failed to report for work, and she could not be contacted on phone by her colleagues. So as they grew increasingly worried, not being able to contact her on phone, they got to her residence, and it was locked, so they forced down the door, entered, and there she was, lying dead in a pool of blood with stab wounds on her chest and on her neck. Now, according to the landlord, like I said before, the boyfriend had got into a very heated argument with Sandra and this other unidentified man. All that we know about him was that he was a military person, and they got into a really heated argument and a scuffle. That was on the previous day, Sunday, and so the landlord told them that it appears that immediately after that the boyfriend had left, and inside the girl's room, they found a kitchen knife that appeared to have been the murder weapon, and they found a note and a writing on the wall that said, "We laugh together, we die together." Now, so the police traced the boyfriend back to Obuasi, and it appears that when this boyfriend got back to Obuasi, that is Louis, he did actually try to commit suicide. So that right there was the link between the note that the police found in the girl's apartment or in her room, and which said that we live together, we die together. So he had actually attempted to commit suicide. Now, initially, it was reported that he actually had committed suicide because his dad, that is Louis's dad, called Joseph, walked to the police station and he reported to the police that his son had committed suicide. He was the one that first alerted the police about Louis committing suicide. Now, so the police visited his premises to collect evidence of the suicide, and when the police demanded for the body of his son, he could not provide it, and that was really suspicious, because I honestly really don't get it, because you walk to a police station and then you make a statement to the police that your son, who happened to be a suspect in a murder case, had committed suicide, and the body cannot be found, and he could not give any solid reason why the body could not be found. It appears to me that whatever, of course the police were very suspicious about it, and so they ended up arresting Louis's father on suspicion that he was hiding the boy or aiding his escape from justice, because it appears to me that he did not really think through his actions. How can you walk to a police station and tell the police that your son had committed suicide, whereas the body could not be found? Was he imagining that they would just take his statement and that'll be the end of it? Or it was really shallow. I don't really get it, but that is what is reported to have happened. That he actually told the police that his son had committed suicide and had died, and that was it. And so it was as if he did not anticipate that they would demand to see the body. And that's really surprising. So he was arrested. Now, there was a bounty put on his son Louis's head, that anybody that could help find him would get a financial reward. But to date, there has been no report that Louis was ever found. And so Sandra Asiedu, who was the girlfriend of the said Louis, who was also known to be a footballer in the town of Obuasi, died at the hands of his boyfriend. Now, on social media, there were people that were asking why the other man, the military man, also was not arrested. But you can tell from the entire evidence and story picked up by the police that the chief suspect would certainly be Louis, that is Sandra's boyfriend, because he was the one that, according to his own dad, attempted to commit suicide. Now, why would you commit suicide if nothing had happened? And remember, there was the note that was written there, more or less a confession to the crime and a statement of intent to commit suicide too. So he was the one that committed the suicide, or tried to commit the suicide, so he had this direct link to the crime, and he was the one that could not be found, and so clearly he must have been the suspect. The police must have been right about he being the chief suspect in the crime. It was a very sad incident. This young police officer, early 20s, died just because the boyfriend suspected that she was having an affair. Now, it was really unfortunate, but like I always say, you have to really be sure about the person that you are with and try to know them better, and always take precautions to protect yourself from abusive relationships, and crimes of this nature. Thank you for watching this, and catch you up in my next video.